Let's move on. Innisfail, Sylvan Lake, followed by Edmonton Southwest.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Today we had a stunning admission at Public Accounts Committee. AHS admitted there are absolutely no plans in place to create any more long-term care nursing beds. Yet in the PC Party 2012 election brochure, this government promised to increase long-term care, not continuing care spaces, by 1,000 a year. Even more shocking is the FOIP of the AHS capital submission, which shows the government is gutting up to 1,700 long-term care beds over the next 5 years. How can this minister continue to tell Albertans they have a plan for long-term care when clearly you do not?
Well, Mr. Speaker, the Premier of this province has kept her promise to add 1,000 spaces a year. Mr. Speaker, what the honourable member continues to ignore is that all of the new spaces that are open in Alberta are built to the B2 building standard, which is capable of accommodating all levels of care, Mr. Speaker, from supportive living right up to long-term care.
No long-term care spaces.
None.
Given that it is clear that this government is not adding any new long-term care beds, they're not meeting the demand in continuing care, and given that this government continues to make promises it has no intentions of keeping, when will the minister finally admit you are failing Albertans and you are failing seniors in care?
Mr. Speaker, what this government will proudly admit is that we are exercising the leadership necessary to provide for all needs for seniors across the province, from independent living and home care right through to long-term care, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the obvious difference between us is a philosophy opposite that is rooted in the 1960s and 70s model of warehousing seniors in traditional nursing homes as compared to our philosophy today, which supports aging in place as needs change, Mr. Speaker.
Point of order noted from Lac-La-Bière, St. Paul, Two Hills at 2:14 p.m. Third and final question, Innisfail, Sylvan Lake.
Given that today in Public Accounts Committee, HS CEO Chris Eagle agreed that the divorce by nursing home 100-kilometre rule should be reviewed, and given that Dr. Eagle himself acknowledged the devastating impact that this rule has after a simple 3-minute conversation, why does this government continue to ignore what has been brought before you day after day after day after day after day after day after day?
Well, Mr. Speaker, I think the honourable member gives herself a little too much credit. Mr. Speaker, the debate on public accounts should have served as an education to the honourable member about the very good work that is going on in this province to provide for the needs of seniors. Mr. Speaker, we've dealt with the question of beds. All beds are built to accommodate long-term care. We spent the session talking about many other services that are made available, and Mr. Speaker, Alberta Health Services has shown as soon as it is able to eliminate the 100-kilometre rule.
Thank you.